Another really awesome thing in this episode I want to touch on is in the category of our universe. So, if you recall, last week we talked about the Nazca alien mummy. I think it's an alien. They haven't announced that it's an alien. It's a real being that's gone to the University of Colorado, and it has 3 fingers and 3 long toes, and they're about a foot long. And it was really, really interesting because we actually talked to the guy, and we've made contact again with a guy in Peru who Gaia.com ended up through a journalist they know contacting, right? And basically they discovered this mummy. This guy in Peru hooked him up with another guy, and there's a mummy that is really an alien body. And I'm going to put it on screen for our YouTube viewers right now. So I started out, again, I found it on Collective Evolution, their website, potential alien body unearthed in Nazca, Peru, a species unlike anything found in the fossil record. And you can see pictures. And of course, on Gaia's website, Gaia.com, Gaia.com, I believe they just have this publicly available, Unearthing Nazca. And you see this mummy, and it's got huge, long fingers. They've taken DNA samples. It's a female. It's a really, really amazing thing. Of course, it's on screen. So and I have a new development when it comes to this. I have something really that's come out that's new. And so there's a guy named Jay Widener, and he's the head of content at Gaia. And Jay Widener, he's a filmmaker, and I believe he's worked with James Cameron, I believe, on Avatar. There was definitely a lot of different credible, large Hollywood productions Jay has worked on. And I also heard him on Coast to Coast AM and also Jimmy Church Radio, Fade to Black. And Coast to Coast AM, of course, it's millions of listeners with George Norrie. But so it was really interesting because Jay is a pretty tough dude. I can tell listening to him. He's a pretty tough guy. I'm going to put his bio up on screen. There's Jay. He doesn't seem to be into BS. When you really listen to Jay, he doesn't seem to be into nonsense. So I like that about him because honestly, that's how I am as well. Anybody that really knows how I operate at a pretty interesting, I can pay attention to things. I'm into what I can verify or what I can feel for myself. So Jay has mentioned on these radio shows that, first of all, he was very skeptical in a way, it sounds like. They went down there, they took skin samples, they took DNA samples. He knows that it would take $250,000 to recreate this mummy, and somebody in Peru that would randomly do that, it would have to be somebody, the best person in Hollywood could barely do this, and that there's so much to it, right? That he said it's not possible to be, it is possible, but it's very, very, it'd be very, very improbable that this would be created because the level of detail, the bone structure, I guess there are arteries or things, they've taken DNA samples. I mean, this is a real being. And what's really interesting, a new development, I listened to David Wilcock talk, and we'd love to have these guys on. And David Wilcock was talking about, you know what? David Wilcock was also on Jimmy Church Radio, Fade to Black. And he was also on Coast to Coast talking about this. I think he was just on Coast to Coast, I should say, talking to Jimmy Church, who was subbing in for George Norrie on Coast to Coast. And what I thought was really cool was David's like, you know what? There are new things. There's going to be more than just this Nazca mummy with the long 3 fingers they've found and long 3 toes that's been verified at least as a real being. Of course, people believe that, possibly the media will, say it's a humanoid or it's a new type of human and things like that. I'm not sure why. I think everybody knows right now that there are other beings. I think NASA has said now there are 40 billion planets like Earth just in our galaxy, and there are 1 trillion galaxies like ours. So I think everybody knows that there are other beings. If you listen to David Icke and people talk, we can barely see just a very, very small part of the visible spectrum. We're almost, like a dog is colorblind. There's so much, the majority of things we can't see. So the new thing, we had a comment actually to the first video I did about this subject. And somebody was saying, hey, check out the Alien Project Peru Facebook page. So I go over there, and of course on YouTube, you can see it now, Alien Project Peru on Facebook. And it's in Spanish a little bit. And I'm just cruising around on the Alien Project Peru, and I'm checking it out, and I see a video with, and I'm thinking like, okay, is this real? Like, are these the real guys, right? And there's a YouTube video, Josephina, it's a post from June 20th, and I'm checking it out, and here it is. Here's the video right now. Let's go to it now. So it says X-rays taken of Josephina. So they're going right now into a lab. They've got a being. You can see here there's a being. They're taking X-rays of a very small looking alien thing. But you don't, it looks kind of fake, I'm going to be honest with you. It looks kind of fake. It looks like something that's a toy or something in a way. But you can see the X-ray right now, and they're talking in Spanish. You can see right now on screen, this little being, which has bones, I mean, it's a full structure. This little being, there's eggs in the stomach. Let's continue on.
Wow, increíble, increíble.
So they're talking about, now here's a close-up of the eggs. There's a close-up of the eggs in the stomach. I saw this, I thought this was unbelievable. This was really amazing. Now, I first saw that video and I thought, I don't know if this is real. It looks like a toy. Maybe these are the Peru guys that are not associated with the Nazca Peru. Because, of course, people find one thing and then there could be some people that just come up with a bunch of things that are not real and they're trying to cash in on the craze or something, right? And I had no idea. However, I started to listen to these radio shows because I found out about this before it was on Gaia. We showed the emails of the guy in Peru, that the same guy that a journalist at Gaia talked to from Peru. These were discovered in 2015. And we're trying to get in touch with the original people who actually discovered these mummies and these beings, because we think it's a major discovery. We think that I think the Smithsonian has discovered giants and things, and there have things been hidden from us for decades. But in terms of something publicly available, along with the Atacama humanoid that Dr. Stephen Greer put in his movie Serious Disclosure, which was a 6-inch, 7-year-old being that Stanford verified as real and said they couldn't say it wasn't human. But if you just look at it, this is, to me, the next biggest discovery. It's really amazing. And I heard David Wilcock, who's one of the head honchos at Gaia, has got a couple shows. I love David Wilcock. And also Jay Widener, who's a very kind of a tough guy, and he speaks the truth. I hear him talking about, well, there's more to come, and there may be a being that has eggs inside of it. And they're talking about, in this video, this is the one. And in fact, the French guy, I think his name is Terry, it's like Thierry, one of the main guys who talked to who helped Gaia with this whole project, he's in this video on this Alien Project Peru page. He's actually in the video. And so I thought, well, this has got to be pretty real. I'm putting these pieces together thinking this could be real. And that means there was a being with eggs inside, kind of like a humanoid. And they say in the video, this could be a reptilian or a reptile type being. And of course, if you look at ancient Sumeria and all of these statues and statues of reptiles, there's one statue from ancient Sumeria, I believe, or Mesopotamia, where the reptile being breastfeeding, and it's like, you know, they validate it as a real figurine or statue from that time period. So it was just very, very interesting that there actually could be discovered sort of a reptile-like humanoids publicly available. They definitely have something that looks like a skeleton that has eggs, and it seems to be fairly credible at this point. And why is this so important? Why do I care about this? Why do I think, you know, we're becoming a very credible news network? I'm actually I want this to be the top news network in the world. I want people to be able to trust this news network because I'm willing to talk about everything, including myself and my imperfections. And there are many. I'm just a human. I've done a lot of dumb things. And, you know, there are a lot of things going on in the world. There's a lot of hypocrisy. Even from me, I have a company named Love. Half the time, sometimes I'm angry. I mean, I've been really tough at times. You know, I'm working to become more compassionate. I actually have become a lot more compassionate. So I should give myself credit, and you should give yourself credit too when you make little changes, because nobody is perfect. Absolutely nobody. We like to point out things and say, oh, look at what they're doing wrong. Look at what the media is doing wrong. The mainstream media is evil. Well, listen, if you were involved in a corporation, your family was born into it, and it was you had to make money, and you had some people telling you what to do, and you just followed directions, well, it might be tough as well. So I don't want to demonize anyone, and I want to forgive them. I want to forgive them and invite them in. And if there is a hidden dark agenda, I want to say, hey, you know what? I understand. I've had motives. I continue to have motives, you know, that I have human motives, thinking, oh, you know, whatever they may be, everybody has their things that they like, you know, that some people might think are bad, right? If girls like hot guys or guys like hot girls or whatever it may be, you know what? It's all spiritual. The challenges are probably the most spiritual thing. But we're going to talk about everything, and we will be, I think, the mainstream. This network, believe. And the bottom line is that it's not stupid to talk about new ideas. It's actually very intelligent. And there are certain things that have probably been hidden for a reason. It probably comes down to money. And with free energy and replicators, money would just be used to trade, not for control. And we understand some people might want to control because they think people are stupid or they want to reduce the population. And you know what? People can be tough. Heck, I've been tough, right? But we think there's more going on and we can forgive. And there are also alternate ways we can go in terms of humanity. And given the number of galaxies and stars and all of the things that you see on Ancient Aliens, which has MIT and different people from mainstream universities, Harvard, going on Ancient Aliens, a show on History Channel. And these are real skeletons and real beings. And you look at the Atacama humanoid that was verified as real, a 6-inch 7-year-old, and you're seeing these things come up more and more. And how did they get here? How did they get here? And when were they here? And things are going to change in the world, and we're going to be a part of it. You're going to be a part of it when you keep watching and listening. You're going to be a part of the changes because we understand it could be tough for a big media company or other people to change, to easily sort of say, oh, you know, we're going to give validity to this or that. I love people that go to Ivy League schools, and I love the mainstream. I love all those channels. Fox, MSNBC, CNN. I love them. You know, it's tough sometimes. It's tough for me. I have my own views, and I mean, I like to watch what's going on. But hell, I'm not perfect. But there's so much going on. We can completely change everything that we've been doing. And it starts with awareness of what's going on, the darkest parts of humanity, and loving those instead of pointing them out and saying people are stupid. Because you know what? We're all stupid. We're all stupid. We thought that first of all, we enslaved black people. We thought the world was the center of the universe. They burned people at the stake that said it wasn't. We've done so many things that are stupid. It's unbelievable how many things we've done that are stupid. And we're publicly disclosing now that there are 40 billion or billions of Earth-like planets in our galaxy. They're announcing more that actually look like Earth. And it's because, in my opinion, they've known all along. They're trying to roll it out slowly. And all of these black budget programs, we want to bring them to the light. And we've probably been doing some crazy things in space, maybe with some tough beings that maybe we can't see. Who knows? But we can get on a different path. And it's up to all of us to share this information. When something comes out that could be credible, the bodies go to the University of Colorado, and a lady says this is a real body, and they've got 12-inch fingers that are 3 fingers. Now we have the same guys coming out with a body with eggs inside that's walking around like a human, another mummy. We have to pay attention because this leads into free energy, propulsion systems that the way they got here, which would require energy that's free. And when there's free energy, there's no poverty in the entire world. Poverty is eliminated with free energy. And all of the control structure, people are worried about it crashing. It's just going to be an adjustment. We don't have to control other people. And I know this is very tough. This is very tough. We don't have to be just on this planet. We can expand and try to harmonize our emotions and help others do the same. Because I need help doing that. Would you help me? Please. Please, would you? I need that. Any good vibes you can send out. And there's a lot I can tell you, and I will in the future. So I just want to say thank you so much. This development is really amazing. These eggs and this reptilian, possibly reptilian type humanoid, a mummy found that's now not only on some page called Alien Project Peru, but also talked about on radio shows by David Wilcock and Gaia. And these are the people that have doctors from Russia and Mexico, the United States, looking at these mummies, verifying that they're real. And I seem to think this could be real. So you've seen, I'm showing you for our YouTube viewers, of course, go to Alien Project Peru on Facebook and check the videos out. There's not many fans, not many people know about this where you can even find these skeletons. So it's an exclusive. And I'm really, really excited to bring this to you. So we're going to change the world here at Believe. You join us on our website, believe.love. Our YouTube, youtube.com/Believe Loves You. And iTunes, believeitunes.com. Believeandroid.com for Android users. And facebook.com/Believe Loves You. Give us a like, comment, and share our great content. We're coming out with shows daily now. We're going to grow. We're going to have sound effects and, probably commercials. And we're going to, sound more and more like a real network and where you can call in and talk to us. And so it's an honor to talk to you. I'm Nicholas Upchurch. Have a great day or night wherever you are.